like to welcome everybody to the meeting of the Legislative and Congressional Reapportionment Committee. We've missed y'all since we met last. Welcome back. We have a couple of matters on here for today. We'll start with Senate Bill 382. Senator Bethel, if you want to, I think you've already presented that and we already looked at it, but we have it down to just to make sure we put it back down again for another vote. Make sure it's technically correct.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My experience in this body is short, but I am not sure that the Public Service Commission map has ever gotten so much attention. But just to refresh everyone's recollection, the decennial census had us truing up the populations for our Public Service Commission maps. As you will recall, the commissioners run statewide. They just run from a district, so the issue of where folks are located is really a matter of geography, and you will see that our map does not split any counties, which is an improvement over our previous plan, and our total deviation is 2% with a high end of 1.01 and a low end of 0.99 underpopulated, which without splitting counties we think was about as good as we could do. And you will see that the colored districts on your map in your packet are the lines that we would be proposing. The red lines are the current district map. So you can see there's not a dramatic deviation in terms of geography. I guess the fourth running down towards Augusta just to reach population is probably the biggest change. But we, as the chairman said, we've presented this bill before, and so if there are questions, I'm certainly happy to answer them, but I don't want to replow old ground.
Have a question? Is it Representative Dixon?
Just for clarification, there's no change in this from what you presented the last time.
No, no, that's correct. LC 286051S is what passed the Senate, and that is exactly what we presented last time.
Mr. Chairman, since we've already voted on this once at the appropriate time, I'd be glad to make another motion.
Okay, I've got one more light down there, and I'll be back to you.
Mr. Chairman,
Chairman Ryan.
I just thank you so much. I'd just like to second at the appropriate time the chairman.
I see no other lights, so we'll accept motions at this time.
Move do pass for 382.
Second.
A motion and a second to pass Senate Bill 382. Any discussion? I call for a vote. All in favor, aye. All opposed, nays. Okay. Did better this time you did last time.
Well, it's always good to have practice.
And that is a great job by the Reapportionment Office in being able to put these maps together and keep the incumbents separated and keep the counties together and stay within deviation of 1. So that was a great job that I know y'all did. And it's a team effort over there, so we appreciate it. Yeah, we'd like to be treated like that with our maps next time. Thank you. Senate Bill 430. Senator Bethel.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. You presume that we'll be here next time we draw maps. Senate Bill 430 is an amendment to the pre-cleared Senate plan that was adopted during this past summer's special session. It affects 7 different Senate districts, and I'll walk through the changes just to sort of let this committee know. At the beginning of this session, when I was moved to the chairmanship of the committee in the Senate, I sent out notice to my peers within the Senate body and asked them if they had issues that were to come before our committee to let me know, and then followed that up with a specific memo to the members of the committee to the same effect. And these changes that are incorporated into 430 reflect all of the changes that any member of the Senate brought to me that did 2 things. One, that were amenable legally, they could be accomplished legally, and 2, that had mutual agreement between the senators involved in the adjustment to the lines. I did not get any requests that we deemed to be not able to legally be done. I did get one request that was not mutually agreeable, and so we did not include that in the plan. But otherwise, these are all of the requests from any member of our Senate. In the middle of the map, in the Gwinnett County area, you'll see the 48th and the 5th district. Senator Schaefer and Senator Kurt Thompson approached me, and they had really a community of interest type argument within the boundary along their district lines, and indicated that there was a part that Senator Thompson would prefer be in his district and represent. And upon looking at it, the population difference and change was not substantial, and if anything, it increased the minority population in Senator Thompson's district, but really only fractionally, and it's not a benchmark district, so didn't have any of those concerns that we have in Voting Rights Act district. And so because they were both agreeable and it didn't really change the lines in terms of compactness or otherwise, we included it. The 24th and the 23rd, which is Senator Bill Jackson and Senator Jesse Stone. Senator Jackson was raised for most of his youth in Augusta and Richmond County. He's conducted business in that area in northern Richmond and southern Columbia County for about 50 years, and he came expressing an interest to extend his district down really into Richmond County and continue his along the river. It's really a very small piece, and that was at the expense of Senator Stone. In other words, Senator Stone, it wasn't a swap; it was just straight take. But again, it didn't put our numbers mathematically outside of our balance for population variance, and there's very little demographic difference in the districts as it relates to what was included there. Again, that was mutual between the affected senators, and so that was included in our plan or in this bill. The next two actually both involve the 13th Senate District, and you look sort of south central Georgia there, and the first is a very minor change, but Senator Hooks brought to my attention on a couple of occasions that the Americas Country Club, which is an important part of the Americas community, had literally been split. It was divided by the way the map was drawn, and he felt like from a community standpoint that wasn't right. And it also went through Georgia Southwestern College in Americus, and it was very important to Senator Hooks that those properties be wholly in one district or the other. We made a small adjustment, just really around 100 people on that side. Senator Crosby was in agreement. The 13th was in agreement to that, and that was something that was easily done. On the other side, in our pre-cleared plan, and in our current, as the map stands today, Wilcox County is split and Tift County is whole. In the pre-cleared plan that we passed this summer, that state of affairs was reversed. Senator Crosby approached me and had received the agreement from Senator Goggins in the 7th that we reverse that, and it's essentially an equal population swap in that respect. And so that's what we did. We made Tift County whole and split Wilcox County, which is really the state of affairs as they are today, but would not have been had our pre-cleared maps gone into effect. And so those are the changes that are included in the bill. None of the districts involved had a substantial change. The only benchmark district or majority minority district is the 12th, and the changes actually just ever so slightly because of what we did in Americas increased the African American population in that district, but otherwise there's not really any. Even that's not really a statistically significant move in what we did. That really is all of the changes that are in the bill, and we passed it on a bipartisan basis through the Senate, and would certainly welcome your favorable consideration, but I'd also like to answer questions.
Okay. Any questions? Representative Stevens?
Yeah. Good afternoon, Senator. Were any incumbents unpaired in this with this change?
No, sir. Our pre-cleared maps only paired two incumbents, and that's Senator Hooks and Senator Sims. And these changes do not unpair them. That's the only pairing we have in our plan, and they're not unpaired.
Thank you.
Again, I'm ready for a motion when you're ready.
I don't see any other questions. I'll accept a motion.
Move do pass for Senate Bill 430.
Have a second? Okay. And Senator, I know traditionally the House Reapportionment Committee accepts the Senate changes, and y'all accept the House changes, and you've passed our House map, and at least you got a do pass recommendation so far before we take this vote. But that's the tradition of both bodies, and y'all take care of yours and we take care of ours, unless there's something real bad wrong with them.
We were glad to move yours through and send it on to the governor as quick as we could.
We appreciate it. All those in favor of do pass, aye. Those opposed, unanimous, do pass.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Could I ask the chair to carry these two in the House?
Yeah, I will.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it, members of the committee.
We appreciate you, the work you did on that. Unless somebody's got something else, that's all we have for today. Meeting's adjourned.